What are the biggest challenges that you have today? And then we'll move to 3 sign-off questions. My last question.
Sure. Challenges as it relates to our business.
Oh yeah, just like on a I don't know, on a day-to-day basis from a business. But like, what are you trying to deal with today?
Yeah, so I think it's internally building out like more expertise, particularly at the asset manager level, right? When we first started Alpha, and we were in our late 20s at the time, right? So very naive, needless to say. We thought, hey, you aggregate people, you give them the opportunity to invest with a $1 billion sponsor or sponsor with a $1 billion portfolio. That's all that matters, right? Because you're giving them access to something they didn't have before, and bigger is always better, what have you. And what we learned over the years, of course, is like that's not always the case. There are groups that check those boxes and haven't performed. And so having a really skilled underwriting and asset management team is important. We hired my partner, Anne, from AllianceBernstein, maybe like 3.5 years ago, kind of built out our group internally to look very institutional in the way that we evaluate new acquisitions, but then also look at the performance of existing acquisitions and then try to apply that data to the next deal we see from that same group, right? And so that's a big part of what we're doing now, is building that out. We obviously are, looking for opportunities to deploy capital in, again, a way or a deal type that has downside protection, but also achievable upside, right? And as cap rates continue to compress, at some point in certain asset classes or deal types, it just becomes less and less likely, right? I don't see a world where we're buying 2-cap deals, right? And it's not all that crazy though, because when you talk to people and investors in other countries, like who want to invest in the US, they often say, I live in, even a city like Toronto, and everything's a 2-cap here, right? And so, the world may go there, but your margin for error is just so low. And what happens on like a value add deal, for example, I think it starts to take the profile of a development deal. You're not going to have any cash flow for 1, 2, maybe 3 years, and you're making a bet on the residual value of the asset, right? And we hope that that's not where the market's going. To be honest, if you ask me, even as an owner of a lot of real estate, for our purposes, I think I'd prefer cap rates to maybe across the board go up 50 bips. I think that would create a nice sweet spot where investors are still generating, really strong high teen, maybe low 20 IRRs when deals outperform, but you still have downside protection on your new acquisitions, right? And so I think those are the 2 things that we think about the most, is how to continue to find deals that work and make sense regardless of the environment that we're in today or maybe in the future.